It's the early 90s. Knight Rider is long gone, Airwolf has flown off into the sunset, and TV execs are desperately searching for a new high-tech car-centric action hero. They want speed, they want action, and they need a show that'll sell a ton of cars.
This Friday, Viper shifts into its regular time at 8, 7 Central. This Friday, you'll ride the ultimate pursuit of justice. Viper at 8, 7 Central, NBC Friday.
Enter Viper, a show about a Dodge Viper that transforms into an indestructible crime-fighting machine. It had action, drama, and a futuristic car so loaded with gadgets it would make James Bond jealous. But the real question is, with all this going for it, why did Viper crash and burn after just one season? And how was it revived 2 years after its cancellation? Buckle up, because we're about to go under the hood of one of TV's most ambitious car shows. This is the story of Viper.
The day after tomorrow. A time when criminals rule the city.
By the early 90s, Dodge was deep into a major rebranding effort. Their vehicles were reliable, but not exactly the stuff of car enthusiasts' dreams. The Dodge Viper, with its snarling engine, sleek design, and jaw-dropping price tag, was Dodge's big play to redefine itself as an edgy, performance-driven brand. The plan was simple but ambitious. Build an entire TV show around the Dodge Viper and turn it into an icon. This wouldn't just be a car in a show, this would be a star vehicle that made you want to own a Dodge Viper. To put it plainly, Viper was a 60-minute commercial designed to make you lust after the Dodge Viper, and Paramount and CBS were more than willing to make that dream a reality.
Ultimate vehicle for police pursuit and capture. Only one thing is missing. The driver who can tame its awesome capabilities.
With the pitch approved, CBS brought in two big names to steer the ship, Danny Bilson and Paul DeMeo. These guys were no strangers to action-packed, high-concept shows. You might remember them from the Flash series and The Rocketeer. CBS and Paramount wanted Viper to be the ultimate blend of sci-fi, action, and a touch of comic book coolness, and Bilson and DeMeo were the perfect fit. The show's setting? Well, Metro City, a fictional, crime-infested metropolis on the verge of total collapse. The only solution? The Viper Project, a top-secret federal task force designed to fight crime in the flashiest, most explosive way possible. At the center of it all was the Defender, a one-of-a-kind weaponized Dodge Viper that transformed from a sleek sports car into a crime-fighting beast. But here's the catch, the Defender needed a driver, and not just any driver would do.
A man without a memory can be supplied with. After a little cosmetic fine-tuning, he'll be our driver.
The protagonist was Michael Payton, a former getaway driver for Metro City's top criminal organization, The Outfit. After a high-speed chase goes south, Payton is presumed dead, but the government has other plans. They keep him alive just long enough to wipe his memory, give him a new identity as Joe Astor, and stick him in the driver's seat of the Defender. As far as Joe knows, he's always been a cop, and his job is to take down The Outfit, the very people he used to work for. The twist? Joe doesn't remember his criminal past, thanks to a high-tech chip implanted in his brain. So in classic 90s fashion, our hero is a former bad guy turned good guy, driving a car that's as much a weapon as it is a vehicle.
Viper calls it the enemy.
It's an urban assault vehicle.
Who will win the battle of the high-tech titans, the Firehawk versus the Viper?
But as with any ambitious TV project, Viper hit a few speed bumps before it even got off the ground. You see, legendary TV producer Stephen J. Cannell was developing his own show at the exact same time. His show was also called Viper, and it starred Michael Dudikoff as a crime-fighting ex-Navy SEAL driving a red sports car. Sound familiar? Cannell's Viper had all the hallmarks of the show CBS was trying to make. The difference, the car was not the star of the show. In the end, Cannell changed the name of his show to Cobra and used the Shelby Cobra, letting CBS and Paramount continue the Viper project. But they weren't out of the woods yet. With the copyright issue resolved, CBS and Paramount pushed forward, but they quickly ran into another issue: cost. The Dodge Viper itself was a pricey machine, and the transformation into Defender mode was even more expensive. Dodge wasn't leaving anything to chance with their brand image, so they insisted on handling the design for the Defender themselves. And typically, this would have gone to someone like George Barris, the designer behind the original Batmobile, but Dodge wanted complete control. They needed to make sure this car looked sleek, stylish, and powerful. And let's not forget, this was 1994, CGI was expensive, and every transformation sequence required careful planning. The showrunners had to find ways to use the Defender's morph sparingly, often hiding the transformation in darkness or skipping over it altogether to save money. It was a delicate balance of keeping the car's transformation cool without blowing the budget on special effects.
Oh, it's good. Show up. Okay, that's okay.
Although CBS initially developed Viper, the network soon grew hesitant about the show's level of violence, worrying that it would alienate primetime audiences. CBS eventually backed out and the series found a new home. Finally, after months of planning, Viper premiered on rival network NBC in January 1994 with a 2-hour pilot episode that introduced audiences to Metro City, the Viper Project, and of course, the Defender. The Defender's transformation was unlike anything TV had seen, a Dodge Viper morphing into a weaponized assault vehicle with an impressive array of gadgets. We're talking lasers, missiles, pulse cannons, cloaking devices, and even a turbine boost. But despite the action and cutting-edge tech, Viper struggled to keep up in the competitive primetime landscape. The problem wasn't violence, it was more about timing and fit. NBC felt Viper didn't quite align with its other primetime offerings, which leaned heavily toward established dramas and sitcoms. The show's ratings fell short for NBC and decided to drop it after just one season. Chrysler had invested heavily in the show as part of a major rebranding campaign for the Dodge Viper, so letting it fade into obscurity wasn't an option. In 1996, the series was revived in syndication with a slightly tighter budget but a wider reach. Syndication allowed for increased creative freedom, which led to modifications like a more cost-effective transformation effect. Season 2 of Viper introduced a wave of new characters, revamping the show for its syndication revival. Jeff Keiki joined as the new lead, Thomas Cole, a driver with a mysterious past, to replace Joe Astor. Julian Wilkes, the creator of The Defender, was written out, leaving Frankie Waters to maintain The Defender. Though Frankie was already familiar to viewers, his role grew more prominent in this new era as he became the show's steadying presence in the garage. Joining Kake and Napodi, Heather Medway came aboard as Detective Cameron Westlake, adding a fresh law enforcement dynamic to the team. The core team for Season 2 rounded out with Dawn Stern as Dr. Ali Farrow, who brought a scientific edge to the cast.
It prowls the streets in the pursuit of justice.
As Viper continued through syndication, the show started to evolve. By the third season, audiences were getting used to the show's change in tone and the changes in cast. Jeff Keik's character, Thomas Cole, brought a different energy to the Viper project. Season 4 marked a nostalgic return as James McCaffrey reprised his role as Joe Astor, reconnecting the show with fans who'd been there since the beginning. This season brought back familiar faces, creating a sense of closure. The Defender also received a cosmetic overhaul, switching to a unique cobalt blue metallic paint job exclusive to the final season. After 4 seasons and 78 episodes, Viper reached its final destination in 1999, leaving fans with a bittersweet ending. So where does Viper stand in the pantheon of 90s action shows? Did it ever achieve the level of success that Knight Rider did? The short answer is no. Viper never became a mainstream hit, but that doesn't mean it didn't leave a mark. For starters, the Dodge Viper itself became an icon. Dodge's partnership with the show turned the car into a cultural phenomenon, and the Viper Defender became a legend in its own right. Even though the show never achieved blockbuster ratings, it built a loyal fan base that's still around today. Over the years, Viper has become a cult classic, especially among fans of 90s sci-fi and action TV. For those who grew up watching the show, the Defender's transformation remains one of the coolest car mods ever put on screen. For years, Viper was a hard show to find. It wasn't until December 2017 that the entire series was finally released on DVD, giving fans a chance to relive the action. Today it stands as a testament to the creativity and ambition of 90s TV, and for anyone who watched it, the Defender will always be more than just a car, it'll be a hero. So here's to Viper, a show that went all in on the dream of a supercar hero, gave us an unforgettable ride, and proved that sometimes the journey is just as important as the destination. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content.